Hey guys. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about organizing our test and creating actions and what we have done basically to make this into a page object, organizing our code. So initially what we had, right, is we had a step definition file where we created these different tests, right? Once we created these tests, we went ahead and created the step definition for these. Initially, we had all um, the actions and everything else in the page being performed. Like for example, when we have driver.find elements, expat, and then you send the keys, right? And these, as you've seen before, what we did, we created a elements section of package, and in that package for each one of these, I didn't do the search, but I did the rest of them here. Um, we basically create advanced search elements and the home elements. So the elements is nothing but the actual, if you're searching by an ID, you put the IDs in there and then you make a public web element name specific for that ID, what it is that you're calling, right? So when you go back to initially what we had, let's go to this one so you can see. So this one here is send keys, right? But this is going to send keys to the minimum field, right? So there's a maximum and minimum on eBay that we saw before on that page. So we basically create a page factory um, and put the elements here first here, right? So these are the elements that are defined. So the home element has everything in here. The search element has all the things that all the IDs, CSS path, all the those um, IDs and everything else here already in this particular page, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a common action. So like a little level of abstractions going on here, more. So so we can manage every elements that we're going to find within our page here, page object. And this element here is going to belong to this page object. And then we're going to we created a page of Java under Java and then actions. So these are actual actions that's going to happen. What is going to perform on this item? And you get search count, but category, you're going to select that click or search button that click, all those actions. So common actions we want to do, we create a common action. And in here, these common actions, here's how it works. So we create a WebDriver instance. There's a class, and then we actually make an instance of this. We pull this in, import this class, um, and then we basically, sorry, the home one, elements, and then we make an instance of that home element. Then in the constructor, we actually common action constructor, we basically pass in the common steps, right? Because this is where we have common steps. And then we pass in this driver, the local driver, equals the common step that get driver, right? So you get the driver from that other from the actual common steps. And then in here, we're going to instantiate this home elements with this driver, right? And this is what we're doing to bring this into this, to get access to these elements. Then we create, so go to URL. This is common among the advanced search or the search. So we just put go to URL, we create a method, and then we actually call that get URL, right? So the get method, and we just pass the URL. The get current page URL, right? Then the driver.get current page URL. So you just create these methods here, right? And then once we create these methods, so then we get eBay search ones. So what we did here is similar to what we did before, but we just pulled in the advanced search elements, right, from here. So you make an instance of it, and then you pass it into the constructor. And we also pass in common steps in there too, right? Because in here we'll need to do some common steps. And then we also instantiate the driver elements for the advanced search elements. And in here, we just go click on eBay logo, enter the search item, and all the different action, enter minimum price, maximum price. All the actions that we were doing there, we just make it more user-friendly here. So that's what we were doing here, right? So the next thing, let's just go through, make sure there's nothing issues. Yeah, so we go here and then we go into this eBay homepage. We did the same thing. We instantiate that, and then we basically say get search count, select options, and different actions that we were doing in the homepage. Once we did those and we get those abstractions done, then we go to the actual step definition file. And then we call, so here's how we instantiate again. Common actions, we make an instance of the common action, right? And what is this? This common actions, equal actions. We'll fix, okay, so let's see what it's saying here. We'll see. Yeah, so common actions equal common actions. We make an instance of it. And then in the constructor, we pass in this common actions plus the advanced search option. And then we're saying we're going to go back to the home page. So in here, we're going to, so here's the action. We just click on advanced search and click on eBay logo. So we didn't have to instantiate the driver dot, go to anything else. This common action is common action that go to URL, and you just go to the URL. So you don't have to put driver dot bind elements and do all those things. It's already in abstract out for you, right? So that is that, and then we just go through these. That enter the string keyword, eBay advanced search actions, and enter minimum price. So you can see these are readable. We wrote out there. Because you're going to have to do it like this. This is what that was before. Enter find elements, and then that send keys, but you don't know what you're doing right here, meaning that it's not readable if you do it like this. So it's more readable when we create the actions for those, right? And once we're done, we did that for each page, right? This one here, I have to finish as well. I'm going to do this page where I'm going to bring in these are the steps. So in here, I already instantiated this and start doing this one. So we're going to do this for this one as well, where we're going to clean this up. Instead of this driver, we're going to do exactly what we did here. For example, you make a common action and then you pull in the other one, right? So you can just do common action. I'm just trying to copy this here for a second so I can show you as we do this. So easy home here. So we're going to remove that in a minute, but let's just do this way. And we're not going to pull in easy advanced search here, but what action are we doing? We're going to do the home action, right? eBay home action. So we go eBay home actions. And then you're going to call it eBay home action, right? And then you make an instance of that, right? And then you can just remove this for temporary because that's, well, not temporary, but you can remove it so that we can actually get to this, right? And then what else are we going to do here? Instead of common step that get driver, what we will do here, right? We're going to instantiate just like we did before. You come back over here, instantiate this common action and the home action here, right? And then you actually set this one to that. So similar thing that we're going to do. So we just do this, but instead of advanced search action, we're going to do with the home action. So we're just going to go here and we're going to change this up a little bit, right? And instead of advanced search option, eBay advanced search, we're going to do, we're going to do eBay home. And that's a home action. To eBay home action. All right, so we set this to eBay home option. We're going to remove this in a minute because you don't want the driver anymore. You wanted to basically use the driver to instantiate into these objects in here. So now we have this. We just come back and we just look at what we did for the other one, and you make those common items there. So let's just do this one because we know it's going to be home. This, and then we're also going to do common action. This dot common actions because that's the local variable, right? It's equal to common actions. I'm sorry, we're not doing common actions again. I'm so sorry. It's eBay home action. This one equals to eBay home action. That's what we need to put in there. And now we're just going to go through and just utilize that, right? So the comment is get the URL. So if you do this and you go to say common action, oops, common action dot, it should get URL. So you're going to get URL and you're going to go to that specific URL. So you don't no longer need to, sorry, remove this. Okay, so it's going to go to the action, so we don't need this anymore. But I'm just doing it step by step so you can see. So we want to go to click on the advanced search text. So we don't need that anymore. So I think we have this in the eBay actions. It's specific to that one. So let's just go ahead and dot and see all the actions that you have available. So what are you trying to do in this home page action? Click on advanced search. So see if you have that. Yeah, it's advanced search link. And that's it. So then you just remove this. And basically, to do the rest of it, you do the same thing. Now that you have access to the object, you can go ahead and do that step by step, right? So with this string URL, you don't want to do that again, right? You're just going to clean this up as we go. I will clean this up, guys. And this is going to be in the repo, so you guys can come back and look at it and if you have any issues. But basically, I'm going to leave this for you to continue to do, so it's practice for you and for all of us as we learn and we grow, right? So I think this is it for the page object. We have completed it. I'm going to finish this part out for you guys, and I'll share the code. And happy coding. I hope that you learned a lot today. And I will continue with a few more items. And I think that will wrap up for having some understanding of the page object. All right.